Hey, Suzanne Martin here, president of BMA Chicago. What a year. I can't believe my term as president is just about over. I'm thrilled and I'm honored to pass the reins on to Linda Meenan, who's the chief marketing officer of Wildman Herald. Linda's been on the board for 9 years and served as treasurer on the executive board for 8. So she certainly knows everything BMA has to offer and what we need, and I think it's in great hands. I would like to thank Linda and all my fellow board members for their support, guidance, and friendship during the past year. I'd also like to congratulate the 2010-2011 Board of Directors and welcome new vice presidents to the mix, Don Scheibenreif and George Rafiti. Along with Jen Howard as executive vice president from Google and returning vice presidents Carolyn Phillips and Tom Innsbrucker, I know I'm leaving the organization in great hands. We've had a lot of accomplishments over the past year. We redid our website at the end of last summer thanks to Symmetry Marketing Group. We launched the Flux campaign for our lunch and program series thanks to Gyro HSR. And boy, how far we've come since last summer on that. We've started 2 new committees, the Social Media Committee, which launched our Facebook and Twitter pages, and the Millennial Committee, which partnered with our Membership Committee to launch our first ever BMA Chicago Day in October, Young Professionals Month in April, and also our inaugural Rising Star Award. Of course, we can't forget the first ever televised and streamed national event in April, which featured YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn Day. And of course, not to mention my use of Skype to be at the luncheons even when I was out of town, and these videos, these president videos. You know, we welcome new sponsors this year too, like Business.com and IC Group, and new in-kind sponsors Deja Views and the Simons Group. We welcome back some of our great sponsors too, like Wall Street Journal, Paladin, Bloomberg, Businessweek, Freeman, Select Barshinger, Ericsson Research, Source4, Plum, IIT Stewart, and ExactTarget. And one final note of recognition to our creative partners was for the 2010 Biz Bash, Gerard Design, and the 2010 Tower Awards, Draft FCB. You know, we started the year last September in a state of flux, and while flux still abounds in everything we do, we've seen how marketers are doing things smarter and making a difference every day. You know, from Randall Rosen of Dow to the technology side of things with Steve Liguori of GE and Nancy Vigat of Intel, to branding ourselves with Eileen Zucchino of JP Morgan Chase, and channel partners, channel marketing with John Maples of PepsiCo. You know, other top CMOs shared their stories too with us, like Kathy Button-Bell of Emerson, Richard Castellini of Career Builder. And we wrapped up things with our organizational purpose by Eduardo Conrado, my boss actually at Motorola. We've definitely touched on flux in all states of marketing. You know, our Breakfast Roundtable series also delivered topics related to the state of flux, starting with our social media series that ran from September to December. You know, we hit record attendance, averaging more than 100 people per event. We even had to switch to a bigger room. So great news. The last few sessions of the year were highlighted around measurement to engage your customers, sustainability, the state of B2B search, creating a digital B2B marketing strategy, and we wrapped up in May with building revenue. So great job by Mary Rena, the Breakfast Roundtable Chair, and the Breakfast Roundtable Committee. You know, the feedback from our event surveys continues to tell us what you're looking for and to justify us bringing in these high-quality speakers that we've got. And we will continue to listen to you and what you've got to say and make sure we incorporate that into our program for next year. So stay on track and stay tuned, and we'll be starting to promote next year's program shortly. Now, as a member of BMA since 1992, I can't encourage you enough to not just be a member, but to engage and participate. You know, being president obviously is pretty high level of participation, but I can tell you that what I've done connecting with people through this organization has paid dividends more than the investment that I've given it. I've made lifelong friends, and it's really a real payback to your membership, both professionally and personally. So dive in. If there's one message you pull from me today, it's that. Just dive in and get involved. Join us. You know, follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We try to give you as many options as possible. But definitely start connecting with the people in the organization, because that's the power of the network that we provide you. So thanks again for letting me serve you as your president. You're in good hands with Linda and the rest of the board. And of course, I won't be too far away in person or on Skype. Enjoy the summer and see you in September.